So the NBA offseason has already been off to a very hot start, and as of 2:38 on July 2nd, 2026, I am going to be doing a simulation from this point of all these signings that they've done and all of the trades as well. You have Jaylen Brown on the 76ers, you have Tyler Hero on the Bucks, you have Norman Powell on the Bulls, you have, Jason Tatum on his own on the Celtics, with Paul George also being there as well. The Clippers getting rid of Kawhi Leonard. The Grizzlies having Jeremy Grant now instead of John Morant. A lot of teams have went through a lot of changes. The Heat with the Giannis and Bam duo, a team that still needs some help, pretty desperate help right now. So hopefully they'll be able to get some sort of point guard in free agency, like a Russell Westbrook to play starting point, because I think that's really what they need, and also some shooting, obviously. The Hornets with Brandon Miller, no LaMelo Ball. They have Grayson Allen on the team, Naz Reid. I don't think that's going to be a bad team. Keontae George, Jaren Jackson, Ace Bailey, Darren Peterson. All the rookies are also in this roster as well. So we are going to go through and see every single team and see how these teams do in this following season and start simulating through the seasons to see who makes the right moves and what happens, because a lot can happen over the coming years for a lot of teams like the Celtics, a lot of teams like the Heat, and teams that are making moves right now. The Clippers as well have made a lot of moves. There's a lot that can happen. The reigning champs in the New York Knicks also can have a lot happen as well. They've kept their solid four, solid five going. They just have to keep having players around them. The Lakers with Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, Walker Kessler, Colin Sexton, Quentin Grimes, DeAndre Ayton, Jake LaRavia. They have a pretty okay team right now. I think maybe Luka can drag them to a possible Western Conference Finals appearance if he really, 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 really tries. The Orlando Magic, with basically the same exact team as before, they haven't really made any moves this offseason. Now that I'm thinking about it, they really just have the same exact team. Franz Wagner being their best player right now. Dallas Mavericks with Cooper Flag, Kyrie Irving. Again, another team that kind of really hasn't done much. The Klay Thompson has been rumored to go to the Heat as well. Caleb Martin is on the Mavericks. You have the Brooklyn Nets, who traded for Julius Randle. Keon Ellis got signed. A lot of... Did he get signed or did he get traded? I think he got signed. Denver Nuggets with Nikola Jokic. I don't think they've really done anything just yet. I know Peyton Watson is possibly going to walk this following season. Not 100% sure. Indiana Pacers, Tyrese Halliburton back from injury. Pascal Siakam, Zubac with the Kelly Oubre signing as well. The Pelicans haven't done much either. No. The Pistons have John Collins on their team. Yes, that was to offset the Tobias Harris trade or the signing. Kawhi Leonard on the Toronto Raptors, rated a 95 overall, is crazy. But the Rockets with Kevin Durant, Alfarouq Sengun, Amin Thompson, Jabari Smith Jr., a lot of solid players. Tobias Harris on the Spurs. We're almost there. We're almost to the end of the rosters, but it's going to be an exciting season. Especially for the Timberwolves. We're going to see how this duo of Anthony Edwards and LaMelo Ball, just straight hoops, just performs. You can't really gauge if they're going to be like a contender or they're going to be first-round exits. It really depends on how they play and how they mesh and how they figure it out with the starting lineup, because that starting lineup is LaMelo Ball, Anthony Edwards, Ayo Dosunmu, Jaden McDaniels, and Rudy Gobert, which is not bad in the slightest. But again, you just have to see how it goes. That's the only way to go about it. Damian Lillard, Ja Morant, 2 point guards. I don't know. I think I heard that they were planning for Ja Morant to be like the successor to Damian Lillard, which isn't bad. They need a point guard for the future. Drew Holiday, I don't know if he's going to stay much longer because he could possibly get traded. I think it's a definite situation that could happen. The Golden State Warriors with Stephen Curry, Jimmy Butler, Kristaps Porzingis, possibly LeBron. LeBron could also go to the Cavs. I've been hearing about that as well. as Anthony Davis, Trae Young, Sar, Kayshawn George, AJ DeBonsta. The Wizards are well built as well. I think they could be a legitimate team in this coming season. But again, we're going to have to see how all these teams do. As of right now, I'm put as the 76ers. But we're not going to be too worried about certain lineups and everything like that. We're going to sim halfway through the season. We're going to see how this team is doing. We're going to, or not this team. We're going to see how the league is doing. And we're going to see who is really going to come out on top after all of these signings and trades. So at the trade deadline, the New York Knicks are at the top of the East, as you would expect as a reigning champion. The Detroit Pistons follow. The Toronto Raptors, let's see if there's any teams that are surprising. The Boston Celtics, honestly, are surprising because they only have Jason Tatum and Paul George also. But Paul George is on the last year of his deal, if I'm not mistaken. So it's not going to be for much longer. You have Peyton Pritchard, Derek White, Paul George, Jason Tatum, all doing their thing. The Washington Wizards, like I mentioned, is a team that are legitimate in terms of being a playoff contender. Trae Young, Kayshawn George, AJ DeBonsta, Anthony Davis, and Alexander Sarr are doing their thing as well. The Heat are definitely surprising in terms of just not being more contentual. Davion Mitchell being the starting point guard seems to be the issue. Tim Hardaway Jr. at the 2, Andrew Wiggins at the 3, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Bam Adebayo, and then their bench is just kind of lackluster. They got Tony Craig, they got Dario Saric, and that's really it after that. Jovic over here has done nothing, even though he's paid like an insane amount of money. As a Heat fan, I'm not ecstatic about Nikola Jovic, if you had to ask me. But this isn't about me. This is about the NBA as a whole. The Bucks actually being not at the bottom of the East is surprising. Tyler Hero getting them some wins here and there. Jaime Jaquez, Kyle Kuzma. It's kind of crazy that Kyle Kuzma and Tyler Hero have, well, it's now Tyler Hero's wife, if I'm not mistaken, but Kyle Kuzma used to date her. That can't be like a normal conversation when they see each other. Anyways, Kevin Porter Jr. as a 6th man, Miles Turner, Cass Paris. I forgot that they got him in that trade. Nate Ahmet, Braden Burries. They have a very young team that could progress into something. Yeah, that's just, whoa. The 76ers at the bottom because Joel Embiid can't stay healthy. That's their biggest issue. They don't have a center. They don't have a center behind Joel Embiid. And that's probably going to be their biggest downfall because you can only score so much to offset the defense. Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, Jaylen Brown have literally led their team to 14-36. I don't know if they've been injured for most of the time, but other than that, I think everything is kind of expected. The Charlotte Hornets being 5th is sort of expected. San Antonio Spurs at the top of the West with the Thunder to follow, and the Timberwolves actually performing the way that they are expected to. I assume that this is switched. Nicholas Batum starting as a 38-year-old, 37-year-old is wild, but a situation that they have to do because they have no bench depth at the power forward position. I mean, they could. I mean, no. Terrence Shannon Jr. is a shooting guard, small forward. Anyways, Pelicans being 4th is interesting. I have injuries on, so I'm surprised that Zion's been able to survive and be able to help them get the 4th seed. Golden State Warriors at 5th. Who got LeBron? Did LeBron just retire? Did he just pack it up? I think LeBron retired. Where's John Morant? Why is John Morant all the way... He's a 79 overall? Jesus. That's crazy. The Lakers at 7th, which is kind of expected, to be honest. Austin Reeves seeming to be injured. Yeah. Austin Reeves is injured. You can't really have that when you're paying him that much. Walker Kessler isn't even starting. DeAndre Ayton's actually starting. Wow. Houston Rockets with their team, they've basically kept it the same. They got Marcus Smart. They did get Marcus Smart. Not a bad pickup for them. They did need some guard defense. The Clippers. Yeah. The Clippers. Anyways, The Utah Jazz at the bottom, even though they have some great young players. Darren Peterson, Keontae George. Keontae George is possibly having his contract expire soon, and he could go into restricted free agency. He might be somebody that people are sought after being a young point guard. The Memphis Grizzlies at 14th is expected. The Denver Nuggets being this low is crazy. They're buying at 13th. Do they really think they're going to come back? We're going to have to see. Let's double check if there's any sort of transactions as of right now. I think it has to be league news. LeBron never got signed. Never got signed. Kevin Love got signed to the Clippers. I didn't see that. Wow. No trades. That's odd. I put everything on auto. I don't know why there's no trades. Anyways, we'll go ahead and see what happens. I'm trying to check if I can, like, turn something on to make them do trades. But doesn't seem like it. They just haven't done trades. It's okay. We'll go ahead and simulate to the next season and continue to see what this league is going to shape out to be with all these transactions that have gone on. Victor Wembanyama wins Most Valuable Player. A lot of people thought that he would have last year. Darren Peterson wins Rookie of the Year. Dante DiVincenzo wins Sixth Man of the Year. Victor Wembanyama also wins Defensive Player of the Year. Neemias Queta wins Most Improved Player. Cade Cunningham wins Clutch Player of the Year. And Mark, I'm not going to say his last name, is the coach of the year of the Oklahoma City Thunder, with the Knicks executive winning Executive of the Year. So, wow. Okay, so Giannis got all NBA first team. So did Luka, Cade, Nikola Jokic, and Victor Wembanyama. Anthony Edwards and LaMelo Ball both made all NBA second team, with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander dealing with an injury making the second team as well, with Tyrese Halliburton and Jason Tatum. All-NBA third team, Jamal Murray, Darren Peterson, the rookie, Karl Anthony Towns, Paolo Banchero, and Domantas Sabonis. All defensive, doesn't have Bam, which you would be surprised, but it does have Giannis, who only has 2 years left on his deal. Anthony Davis, Bam Adebayo is there, and he has an ankle sprain going into the playoffs. Donovan Clingan, Nikola Jokic getting all defensive second team blows my mind. All rookie first team is what you would expect. You're going to have a mix of Cooper Flag and all the players from the past year's draft and this year's draft. So bear with me. But we're going to go ahead and move on to the playoffs, where we had the Houston Rockets get eliminated. As of right now, the Orlando Magic got eliminated, the Suns got eliminated, and the Hornets got eliminated. And we're going to have to see who comes out of the first round. Wow. Okay, so far the Warriors, the Spurs, and the Knicks have made it out of the first round. The Heat make it out of the first round. So it's going to be the Timberwolves, the Warriors, the Spurs and the Thunder, the Heat and the Pistons, and the Cavaliers and the Knicks. Those are some good matchups. Those are some great matchups. Let's go ahead and simulate this round as well. The Thunder get eliminated. Wow. I would have never expected that. And the Heat beat the Pistons to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. It's crazy because the Heat were almost out of the playoffs entirely, and they made it back to the 6th seed, 42-40. They were all the way down here with Giannis. That's crazy. That is crazy to see. And I think, no, most of these teams were top-seeded teams, but it's still crazy to think that the Heat made it to the Eastern Conference Finals in the first year of having Giannis with basically nobody behind him. But I'm sure Giannis is having an absolute tear of a playoffs right now. Giannis getting 24 points in the closeout game. I want to see what he got in this closeout game. 22 with Tim Hardaway getting 22 as well. Let's go ahead and simulate to the finals. The Heat get eliminated in the Eastern Conference Finals with ease. The Knicks beat them in 5, and the Timberwolves get beat by the Spurs. It's going to be a rematch of the Spurs versus the Knicks, and Karl Anthony Towns won Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Obviously, Victor Wembanyama is going to win Western Conference Finals MVP, as we're going to have this matchup once again. I did not mean to simulate the round, but the Knicks win back-to-back championships. Ooh, that's tough. And Finals MVP for Karl-Anthony Towns. He ran this playoffs for the Knicks. They won in 6. One more game than last year. Maybe next year the Spurs will be able to lose in 7. Who knows? But moving on to the offseason. That is crazy to think about. That it was basically just the same thing again, but with just different players in the Western Conference Finals or different teams in the Western Conference Finals and the playoffs in entirety. Let's go ahead and start the offseason. I can't really do much right now. I have it in a way that we're not able to perform anything. So I'm going to advance to the next season, and then we're going to see what all the teams did. If you know exactly how to like simulate through the offseason without it looking like that, please let me know down in the comments below, because this is quite literally my first time doing it with the entire league, and I've never done it before with the entire league. I've done it with one team at a time, so it looks normal, but this time it didn't. So looking at the new season of rosters, VJ Edgecombe has developed into an 88 overall, which is absolutely wild. Undrafted player Justin Edwards has gotten to a 78. Jordan Smith Jr. is a rookie this year, and they were able to get him because they were so bad. Nothing new with the Bucks. They're basically just running it back. Nothing new with the Bulls either. They lost Norman Powell. The Cavs basically have the same team as well, just developing. I don't know how James Harden is still going up at the ripe age of 35. Paul George still has another year on his contract. I guess they signed him to one more year, which is I would never do in my life. The Clippers got Brandon Ingram. Well, they already did from the Kawhi trade, but they also got Jalen Duren. Wow. The Grizzlies are basically in the same position that they were before. They just had some players develop a little bit more. The Hawks, again, still have the same players. They got Kobe White. Giannis is still leading the Heat right now. Bam Adebayo is also there. Norman Powell is back on the Heat somehow. I don't know why they would give him that contract as well. 33 years old and an 80 overall. I mean, yeah, you need three-point shooting, but damn. The Hornets also basically in the same spot as before. Naz Reid regressing is interesting. The Jazz, where is homeboy? Where's Darren Peterson? Where's Darren Peterson? I'm going to have to trade him back to the team because... What? Anyways, the Knicks, the reigning champions, once again, back-to-back champions, still basically have the same squad. I don't imagine anybody's going to take them off. Ja Morant is on the Lakers. Wow. Ja Morant and Luka is such an interesting pairing. They do not have the money for that. They do not have the money for that. Oh. Austin Reeves is gone. That's why. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Paolo Banchero, Franz Wagner. I mean, the Magic are going to stay the same because who would want to go to Orlando? The Dallas Mavericks, Cooper Flagg and Kyrie Irving. And that's basically it. They got Rui Hachimura, Julius Randle. Kristaps Porzingis joins these two in Brooklyn. Denver Nuggets, who didn't really do much, surprisingly enough, got Jonathan Kuminga in the offseason. Pascal Siakam. I'm trying to see really quickly through the teams if anything's happened, but so far with these last two, there hasn't been anything. Austin Reeves is on the Pistons. After all, the rumors of the real life rumors, really, of him possibly going to the Pistons comes true in this simulation. That's crazy. That is crazy. I think he's not supposed to be here, but we'll ride with it. We'll ride with it because I feel like after the first season of, maybe it was a trade, but my transactions are bugging out. I don't know what's going on. But maybe it was a trade because I really feel deep in my heart that Luka and Austin Reeves is not the pairing to get them far. Kawhi Leonard regressing down to a 91 overall. The Raptors still basically staying the same. The Rockets, again, still basically the same. Kevin Durant as a 91 overall at 38 years old is wild. The Spurs, with Dylan Harper injured right now, 2 to 4 months is crazy. Stephen Castle up to an 89. They have re-signed all these players except for Stephen Castle and Victor Wembanyama. I don't know if they're going to be able to have the money for both of these guys because De'Aaron Fox has a ridiculous contract, like a horrible contract. I don't know why they would give him that type of money with Victor Wembanyama on the team. But Devin Booker still leading the Suns, now number 15. Oh, and it's fixed. That's crazy. Shout out to the guy that made this roster. I couldn't tell you who it was right now. Anthony Simons goes from the 76ers to the Suns. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander still leading the Thunder. Jared McCain is still on the team. It's basically still the same team somehow. I don't know how. Anthony Edwards at a 97. LaMelo Ball at a 90. The Blazers developing pretty nicely. They have 6 players above the overall of 85. Damian Lillard is definitely regressing though, so he's gonna have to go at some point. He has a 1-year contract of $13 million. That's definitely his last year on the contract. Stephen Curry, age 38, rated a 94 overall. Jimmy Butler still on the team. Draymond Green is gone. Looks like he retired. And the Wizards have AJ DeMonsta. I had to trade him back to the team. It seems like something with the rookie contracts didn't have like the team options. I don't think you're able to do it whenever you make the rosters, so it just happens. I really need to find where Darren Peterson is because he just disappeared off the face of the earth. Did he retire? Like medically? Or was he just injured and I just didn't see him? He was probably just injured. He probably was. I would imagine that he would be in this range, and I haven't seen a Peterson anywhere. If you saw him, I'm sorry. I definitely have not. He's not below an 80, I'll tell you that. He's definitely probably around AJ DeMonsta's overall. Just genuinely haven't seen him. Yeah, I think he might have just been injured and I just missed him. It's okay. We'll go ahead and start this season off. The Knicks are back-to-back champions. Can we have somebody knock them off this season? I damn sure hope so. So at the trade deadline, once we get to the standings, the Knicks are 40-9. Oh my gosh, the next best team has lost 11 more games. Again, we have a situation where the Heat are once again out of the playoffs. The 76ers just can't hold on to their players and their injuries. I mean, that team isn't very healthy, to say the least. The Bulls are top 4, though. That is crazy to see. I would have never expected that, to be honest with you. The Boston Celtics are also up there. There's Darren Peterson. Get him back on the team, bro. What are we doing? Okay, now that that's fixed, I'm sure the Celtics will start losing now because, I mean, having Darren Peterson probably is that impactful for them. But the Cleveland Cavaliers are also in play. The Bucks, surprisingly, are in play. Wow. That's interesting. They got Quentin Grimes at some point. Huh. Okay. That's not bad. The West has the Dallas Mavericks with Jaden Ivey coming back into the league. Oh my gosh. I mean, Jaden Ivey and a Kyrie Irving pairing. Kyrie Irving could be his mentor. If you want to be honest. I mean, because Kyrie Irving had that stint for a bit that he was just like saying, like, basically like the Kanye mindset. Love Kyrie. One of my favorite players of all time. But he was like saying some questionable stuff sometimes. Jaden Ivey, probably even more questionable right now. But either way, Minnesota Timberwolves are number 2, Thunder are number 3, the Warriors are number 4, and the Spurs are all the way down at 5. The worst team is the Grizzlies, the Kings, and the Jazz. I would imagine the Jazz is mainly, I mean, Ace Bailey is running the 2, so maybe not. But for some reason, I tried to trade Yusuf Nurkic for Darren Peterson, just like as a small contract that they needed to have for trade reasons. And it didn't let me because he has a no trade clause. Who decided to do that? Please let me know. Caleb Wilson is also on the Jazz. Okay. Hold on. Caleb Wilson, take your behind back. Okay, we got Caleb Wilson back on the Bulls, but either way, not bad so far. Not bad. Stephen Curry, at 38 years old, is leading the league in points with 32. Oh my gosh, he's trying hard. He's trying hard to get that championship. That is insane. Wow, Anthony Edwards at a second somehow. Luka Doncic at third. Giannis Antetokounmpo out with 2 to 4 weeks with left knee tendonitis, but averaging 30. Cade Cunningham in fifth. A lot of players that you would expect, maybe not Stephen Curry at his age. I won't lie. That's crazy. That is insane. But let's go ahead and move on to the playoffs. I think we're going to do this season and maybe one more, depending on if the Knicks win another one or not. MVP again is Victor Wembanyama. Jordan Smith Jr. wins Rookie of the Year. Jordan Smith Jr. also wins Sixth Man of the Year. Victor Wembanyama wins DPOY. Scoot Henderson Most Improved. Cade Cunningham Clutch Player of the Year. And Jason Kidd winning Coach of the Year. I mean, yeah, he basically took that team out of right somehow. But not a bad year for the NBA. Darren Peterson getting all NBA first team. 25 points per game regardless of where he was. That is crazy. That's insane. Wow. I mean, hopefully he plays like that for the Jazz because they need him in a bad way. In a very bad way. Jaylen Brown getting all NBA third team. I don't think that they did good, though. I don't think so. Jason Tatum, John Morant on the Lakers somehow. I don't know how, but I'm going to leave it as is, to be honest with you. But all defensive players that you would really expect, to be honest. Chet Holmgren, maybe not. I wouldn't expect Chet Holmgren, actually. I don't know why. I don't know why Chet Holmgren's there. Khalil Ware could very well be that type of center for the Bucks. Jalen Duren is there. Darren Peterson, okay. He's coming through. He's coming through. Now let's go ahead and see who is going to make it out of the play-in. It's the Lakers, the Clippers, the Heat were in the play-in at the 9th spot, and the Atlanta Hawks. Wow. That's surprising. I would have never expected the Heat to be at the 9th spot with... Oh, sorry. I almost simulated the entire playoffs. Let's simulate the round. The Spurs make it out. The Heat make it out against the Knicks. They swept the Knicks. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Wow. The Heat swept the Knicks. Huh. Well, it's going to be the Mavericks versus the Spurs, the Suns versus the Wolves, the Cavs versus the Raptors, and the Heat versus the Bulls. Okay, not a bad second round. The Suns get eliminated. The Raptors get eliminated. The Spurs get eliminated. And the Heat lose their 3-2 lead and get eliminated in the second round. Wow. This playoffs is throwing me for a loop. The Bulls get eliminated by the Cavs. And the Wolves move on to the finals with Anthony Edwards averaging 37 points. And Evan Mobley somehow winning Eastern Conference Finals MVP with averaging 14. Let's see who comes out on top for these two. The Wolves win the championship. So the trade ends up working out because LaMelo Ball wins Finals MVP with 31 points per game. That is crazy. That is crazy. I think that's going to do it for right now. If you want a longer version of this, go down there and like so more people can see it. And then we will get out, I will say, a 10-year simulation of this to see how the league looks in 10 years after all these trades, because a lot of these trades are a long time from now and they could very well have an impact down the road for a lot of teams being more of a powerhouse. But 5 years, 10 years, whatever you guys want, you let me know down in the comments below. And while you're down there, subscribe so you don't miss out on that. Hopefully that will be able to come out if you guys wanted to. But I will see you in the next video. Peace.